The market races higher in spite of our call for a pullback. Does this mean the bottom is in? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we were looking for a pullback and a breakdown of the structure, and we did not get that. In fact, we got the opposite, a strong move higher over the 4,000 region. So our analysis was wrong yesterday, and that happens from time to time in the stock market. Nobody gets every move or call correct, and yesterday was our turn to miss. Now, admittedly, my mind and my time has been elsewhere this week as we have an ongoing family crisis that we're dealing with, and I did miss some information that might have helped us see this move higher. I'll get into all that in just one second. But first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, before we jump into the charts, it is Friday. I'm running a Memorial Day sale. I'll give you the coupon code at the end of the video so that you can sign up. But if you check out the comments on the screen, you can see what we're doing for people. We're teaching them how to trade, how to actually make money doing it. We're not just here to throw you trades and hope you survive and kick you to the curb. I want to create a trading family. I want to teach people how to fish, as PT says in his wise words on the screen there. So I'm going to run a Memorial Day sale so you can get in there with your 7-day free trial and 15% off of your membership if you want to do that at the end of the video. All right, now let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the SPX chart. And if you've watched my videos, you know we normally look at the ES futures chart so that we can see the after hours moves and what's going on and kind of help us look at what's going on the next day. However, I want to go over the SPX today because it gave us a much cleaner structure. In yesterday's video, I talked about the ES having a very bad structure for a setup for a bull run, and the SPX actually has a much better structure. So usually these two charts are pretty much in alignment. I did not look at the SPX yesterday, and that is a mistake I made. And so what you have here is you have a 1, 2, okay? So waves 1 and 2 in place, and then in wave 3, you have to count all 5 waves. So you have wave 1 of 3 up, and then the spike low after the Fed minutes. All right, that gave us our wave 2 of 3 down, and then this structure up is pretty common. You see a move into the pivot that kind of fails at first and then pulls back, very common, then moves through the pivot, up over the 1.0 and just short of the 1236, which is a common wave 3 of 3 target. So they could still push this a little bit higher. They have not fully engaged in a pullback just yet. They could push this up to the 4086 or even the 4111 region before we do see our next pullback. And those are just the next 2 fib targets. Wave 3s can extend. This market was very oversold. So whenever this decides to pull back, it will test the pivot. Now, as it stands right now, the pivot is at the 4,005 down to the 3981 level. If this move up gets up to the 1382 at 4111, then the pivot moves up. Okay, and the bottom of the pivot becomes the 4005 level, and the top becomes the 4046 level. And so when we get our top, wherever that is, you will look for a pullback to test this pivot. And if this pivot can hold, all right, and then come and make a new high, then we would have a pretty strong start to a bullish structure. You would still need to see this completion up here around 4151 for wave 3, okay? Then a pullback in wave 4 that should test around the 1.0 just depending on how high they push this, and then a move higher in wave 5. So still a lot of work to do for the bulls, but now we have very clear parameters as we have pushed through our pivot. So essentially it's this. When we pull back and test the pivot, we're going to do it twice generally. You get it once for wave 4 of 3, and then up, and then once for bigger wave 4. When we test this pivot, if the bottom of the pivot breaks, which currently is at 3981, if the bottom of the pivot breaks, then that is a sign that the bull move has failed and we will likely start to head lower. If the pivot holds and they push higher, okay, then it is a strong sign for the bulls that we may be building a bullish structure here and starting a rally off the lows. So the pivots are very important to help us understand when a bullish structure is being built and sustainable. So again, the SPX, a much cleaner structure here for this move up, and it really helps us see this wave 3 that we may have missed a little bit better. So now we have pretty clear parameters on what to look for on the S&P 500. The 3981 level at this time is a critical level. If that breaks, then we likely look lower and to make new lows at that point. If they can hold this pivot area, okay, hold that 3981 area, and it's the same on both the futures and the SPX, they're a couple points apart, but 3981 is close enough. 3981, if they can hold it and then push higher up here towards this 4150 level to make a new high, Okay, that is a very strong sign for the bulls. Then we would look for one more test down to around the 1.0 at 40.46, and then another push higher to complete the structure, which would be a very strong indication that the bulls are in control of the market and give us a full 5 waves up, which we have not seen since we started this decline. Okay, so over on the NASDAQ, we still have this sloppy structure on the NASDAQ futures. However, on the QQQ, it is, again, a better structure, much like it is on the SPX. And so the cash markets are looking cleaner for this move up, and they don't have all of this overlap that you're seeing on the NASDAQ. So the move up, we got the 1 and 2. They pushed up through the 1, 2, 3, 6, very common wave 3 of 3 target. So we have our wave 3 of 3 up here. Didn't quite push the 1382, so our pivot remains here at the 618 and 764, and they have the same parameters as the S&P 500 does. Wave 4 should come back and test this pivot. Really, you'd like it to test the top of the pivot on this one because they did push up over the 1236. So they should test the top of the pivot at 12017, but they need to hold 11933 in order to keep this bullish momentum and move alive. If they can hold that level, 11933, and then push higher and take out this high here at the top of wave 3 and continue on, then that is a strong sign for the bulls that they're going to complete wave 3 up, and then we would look for one more pullback in wave 4 and then a wave 5 higher. Okay, so clear parameters now on both markets, and the bulls have some work to do, but they also have a pretty good setup to get that work done. So again, the key level for the NASDAQ is 11933. Guys, if you like the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description, okay? Click that link and it will take you right over to our website. When you get over there, check out our membership plans. Now, it is Memorial Day weekend, and because of that, I'm going to run a sale from today until Monday, all right? And if you use the code USA 2022, that's USA 2022. It should be on the screen right now. Use that code. You'll get 15% off your membership after your 7-day free trial. Guys, we have 2 incredible rooms, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. I want you to love it. Make sure it's for you. Become part of the trading family. Get the knowledge that PT and I are giving out. Learn how to trade better. Build your account. Do all of those things. I want you to really love it before you ever spend a penny. So we give you that 7-day free trial. Okay, our first room is my room, the Invest with Jacob room, and there you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, as well as all of your Elliott Wave questions answered. I trade the SPY and the QQQ. And we swing trade, which means our trades can last anywhere from a few days to a few months. So we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room would. However, if you are looking for day trading and individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. And there you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market. It's something you really need to see because it's a very unique trading style. And that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into a trading account and trades mini ES futures using disciplined trading methods to show you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account that you can have in the future. He's averaging 3 to 4% gains per week in there, and he's absolutely crushing it. So we would love to have you in there so we can make some money together. Again, use that code USA 2022, good through Monday, for 15% off. All right, guys, key takeaways for today. We have very clear parameters, okay? On the SPX, we are looking to hold the pivot at 39.81 as it stands right now. Now, if they do push this higher up to the 381, 382, the pivot moves up, and we will have to hold a higher level. And if you're in my room, you will know what those levels are. So if we can hold currently the 39.81 level and move higher, that is a very strong sign for the bulls. However, if they test the pivot and the pivot breaks, then we are likely looking lower. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of setup, very clear parameters here. As it stands right now, we're looking at 11,933 being the must-hold level. If that breaks, we are looking lower. However, if they can hold the pivot and push higher, it's a great sign for the bulls there. Guys, it's the weekend. Have yourself a drink. Make sure you enjoy your family. I can tell you from experience, this week has been very tough for my family. You only get one of these lives. Make sure you enjoy it with the people who enjoy you. Spend some time with them. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you next week.